Hi guys, welcome back to perfoRMind podcast. Today again we have our Luis Amazing with us, and we're gonna talk about internships in the States.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me, Mike. I'm excited to do actually the full podcast today about everything you meant. Well, we will mention everything later, but about the internship and stuff like that. So I'm ready to talk about everything we people ask and they need to for for the internship. So
Vámonos! I need to be more caliente, as they say in Spain, because we have to be on the same page in this podcast right now. So,
increíble, 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 increíble.
okay, so how do you get started? Where do you search for internships or just opportunities? Personally, I found really useful complementary training at first. The website was the first one where I discovered the job opportunities and internship abroad, and gave me the idea just to
Mm.
prepare for certifications and studies and so on. Moreover, I found Indeed. That's another like job portal that I think it's really useful. Luis, did you find anything else that was useful
Yes,
for you?
I have two. So if you go to NCAA website, you can actually because obviously in the US compared to Asia and Europe, there's more like strength and conditioning type of jobs and opportunities. So if you go to NCAA website, there's little we can click on the right side where you find all the careers and stuff like that. So you have internships, paid internships, unpaid internships, actual jobs. And then also I found obviously strength and conditioning careers. You have the strength and conditioning journal. So over the journal you have all the opportunities and jobs that you can find. But obviously if you are really interested in one particular state or particular school or university or whatever, you go in the university and they always have a little section for careers or they might have the contact or the address, the email address that you can just basically email them and ask for internships and stuff like that. So
And some of the colleges are active on social media as well. For example, UCLA was posting information about internships on their page. Is UCLA Athletic Performance is called.
well, yeah, I did not. I found out about that profile in Instagram through you because I didn't know. I work,
Mm,
I searched for UCLA stuff and I never found out like athletic
mm,
and stuff like in
mm.
whatever was it. What was the name of the profile?
UCLA AP, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, UCLA AP like athletic
Mm,
performance. That's
yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah. So just like Mike said, like maybe just go on social media, um, Instagram especially probably, and then just try to like put those keywords and then try to find your school
Yeah.
performance address.
Mm.
So
Strength Coach Network, if I'm not wrong about the name, it's another profile on Instagram that is useful for job opportunities, most of all. And of course, we are talking about athletic performance internships, but there are as well physiotherapy, physical therapy positions,
Mhm.
full-time job positions, sports science positions. So, but today, as we experience this type of jobs, so athletic performance coach as intern, we're gonna talk more about this. How did we qualify to get there, Luis? Besides the language barrier, what do you do to get there?
What did I do to get there?
Yeah, how was your CV? How did it look like whenever you were selected from UCLA?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So yeah, obviously, when you find the internships opportunities and what they require to enter, they're not that hard because it's an unpaid internship. So they usually let not like whoever, but obviously the requirements to enter an internship usually is not that hard. So maybe they have like undergraduate or just you just graduated from your diploma at school or if you coming from maybe you had a couple jobs before just one job and then stuff like that. So for me personally, my resume, obviously I have my master's degree and in strength and conditioning and stuff like that. um and then I had a couple experiences over Canada and Spain, working with ski athletes, also rehab stuff, in a clinic here in Spain. So nothing too crazy. I've worked with basketball in previously, um, before the internship, but it was obviously while I was doing my career and my master's degree. So I didn't count as a full-time job. Um, but yeah, no, I didn't have like a huge resume, but I had that master's degree, so I think that looked pretty good on the resume. Um, I mean, and I think for me, because I drove from Canada, right? So I drove from Canada to LA just just to find that opportunity because I know UCLA is a great institution. Everybody knows about UCLA, so just driving all the way, from Canada and then go to AP, the AP department, and go to basketball and then trying to ask questions and tell them who I am, where I come from, what I done, stuff like that. And then also I had a contact, right? I had Jose Conte, who was soccer player, who is a soccer player actually currently for UCLA. So he told them right about me and what I did and what I was coming from, and my really strong interest on joining just UCLA, right? As athletic performance. I didn't know about the internship, so I just went straight there. So that's why I was very interested on UCLA. That's why I went there straight, but that's it.
Yeah, so to sum up, you don't have to be graduated in a master in kinesiology, sports
Right.
science. Sometimes just a bachelor is enough. Working experiences, of course, those are valuable, but the internship, it's useful because just you can touch on like being dealing with athletes and being able then to coach, and you're gonna learn through the process. And personally, whenever I found out about the opportunities, I tried to qualify, so work and practice English most of all. And I did USA weightlifting. That I think it's something that they value a lot because most colleges they use Olympic lifting. I did the CSCS certification,
Oh,
and as well is something that maybe they consider if some job opportunities open during your internship, because that can happen as well. So just to get there, okay, it's feasible. Talk about CV or resume letter, sorry. But then if you want to stay or just find another job after that, it's better that you, of course, you're prepared and have all the background.
yes, no, I just want to touch on the thing you said about the CSCS, the strength and conditioning specialist in the US. It's they require that everywhere. Once you get out there and you want to work as a strength and conditioning, if you see old the applications or in all the jobs, the requirement says CSCS or NCA, NSCA,
Personal
you know,
trainer or something
personal
like
trainer, stuff like that. So that's, but when you go outside, maybe Europe, Asia, then I think your experience and your masters or anything like, or any other degree that you have, I think they don't value as much. I think those requirements. I think the CSCS, I haven't seen it as much out there, but in the
that.
US,
Sure.
yes.
So, whenever you send your application, if they reply you back, how does it work? Usually, they email you and they say, again, what's the process? You have to answer to some questions, and then there is an interview, or
Right.
maybe it's the other way around. I don't remember exactly because it was 4 years ago for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, interview that usually lasts 30 minutes, where they get to know you, your motivation, most of all. There is another skill. I mean, it's another big component. And
Right.
then you have to send as well a video around like 4 or 5 minutes where you coach somebody in English and you then say again your motivations and explain maybe, for example, how to structure a progression of the deadlift or another exercise can be hand power clean and so on. And you should show that as well. You should give a demo. You should like
Yeah.
film a full exercise like hand power clean. I had to do that.
Mm.
I don't know about you. I think it's the same.
I remember. Yeah, no, no. I had to do a video demonstration about a couple movements and stuff like that. But yeah, the interview was pretty quick and then really it was really sharp, you know. It was like obviously Adam was really nice, and then um he was just answer, you know, like asking me very simple questions. So you just basically answer those, and then they will ask for that video, and yeah, if they like it and like they agree on whatever you said, like shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, most of all, how you are as a person, I think it's really important. And then if you're a proactive type of guy, if you react well to any kind of adversity or unexpected, it's something that
Yeah.
they require. And they ask you as well to read the book of Navy SEALs. I don't remember the name. Did you read that?
Which one?
Maybe I have that with me. Yeah, I forgot the name. The book of Navy SEALs that basically teaches
I don't have it. I don't have it here.
yeah, teaches you how to like accept challenges and like cope with unexpected adversity and I mean
Hmm.
connected to war and missions. But I guess it was a war as well for us sometimes, being an intern, waking up at 3:50 and cycling all the way up to Westwood and being threatened by homelesses every morning. And that was my story. I don't know about you, but yeah, we'll cover this soon.
We'll tell them now. We'll tell them. We'll tell the full story now.
Full story, yeah. So whenever you're selected to do this internship and so on, to be able to get there, you must get a visa. So you should rely to a company. The company that helped me with the visa process was CICD, so Center International Career Development, and
Correct.
basically,
That's
yeah,
me.
for you as well. So basically, you have to pay an amount of money. I think it was around like 1,000 or something, maybe a little bit more. And then they help you to do all the process. You have other interviews, and then yeah, basically you will have to go to the embassy and then yeah, print that on your passport. Uh, Nice story for me. There was COVID. I couldn't go to UCLA for 2 years basically after I was accepted. And the only
Damn.
way to get the visa for me was to go to Brussels in Belgium because in Italy the time is so long just to wait for a visa. So I couldn't set up any appointment in any place right here. So I had to go twice to Belgium. So I was really motivated, and I think I didn't tell them, but yeah, that's a fun story that I want to share with you.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that actually. I
Yeah,
didn't know. I didn't know that, man. That's that's hard, bro. I
yeah.
think COVID treated us like so badly to everyone, and obviously nobody expected everything. So I mean, it's just I don't know. But it was a time to learn. COVID was a time to learn. So time to learn. But
So how long does it take whenever you're selected and then you with a visa process? How long did it take for you, Luis?
yeah, so once I so I tell a little story. So once I apply and then I got the opportunity to do the internship, um when they offered me that, obviously I thought I could like because I was in the US with a tourist visa. So I wanted to stay. I wanted to basically transfer that tourist visa to a working visa. Obviously, I had to talk to a lawyer, and the lawyer told me, no, you have to go back to your country and then do everything over there and then just come back to the US. So it was a hassle, but yeah. So after that, basically, it was 6 months. So uh, that was um, that was November 2021. If I'm not mistaken, yes, November 2021. And then I went back to Spain that November or first week of December. And then obviously I started doing these all the application through CICD, pay the fees, and then just go. I think I went to the embassy only one, and then gave my passport, obviously, and then went back home, wait for my passport, wait for my visa when it's ready. And then obviously I was applying for the summer internship, which starts in June, right? June 20, yeah, 2022, yeah, June 2022. So yeah, so I had to wait 6 months. Um, and then yeah, basically went to the US in June that year.
And what about money investment?
Yeah,
Because of course, just to be
yeah,
there, live in a place like LA, it's really expensive. Everybody knows. Then,
yeah,
unfortunately, most of the colleges they don't provide any living situation. And yeah, of course, they are not unpaid,
yeah.
as we mentioned, maybe. I believe I have to say, I mean, I saved a lot of money back in the days, and I think I had to invest around 8 or 10,000 euros, something like that, total, considering like almost everything, and maybe a
Like
little bit extra,
the
like
6 months.
yeah,
How much? How much money?
I think 10,000 money. I'm brutally honest,
10,000.
10,000, yeah, something like
Ah,
around 8 or 10,000,
8 to 10,000 dollars.
yeah, and
Yeah, with all the flat,
I
with
mean,
the flights and everything.
considering flights, considering insurance, then this like sponsorship
Yeah.
from the CICD, and then we had to pay 800 per month for the rent. I mean, for me, it was that amount of money. I don't know you because you were in another room. But yeah, and then you have to consider even traveling costs, the commute, whenever you move to that
Yeah.
place, and then we can talk a little bit more about this. For sure, if you go to somewhere else, not in the West Coast and maybe not New York, okay, maybe you can find a cheaper solution talking about
Oh,
living
for sure,
situation.
for sure,
But
for sure.
still, I would say if you spend 6 months right there, you're not gonna spend less than 6,000 or 5,000 in the States. I think it's reasonable just to consider all the stuff. What do you think?
Yeah.
Five
Yeah.
thousand stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean it was crazy. Yeah, I was just making all the calculations. For me, I was paying $1,100 per because I was sharing the room with another guy. I think Mike, you were sharing with another two. Well,
Yeah,
there
with
were
other
bunk
two
beds,
guys.
right?
Yeah,
Bunk
yeah.
beds in your room. So another two, right? So and then me, I was just sharing with other just one guy. So I was paying a little more for my room. So 1,100 times five because I didn't stay the full 6 months. I left after I left earlier. Um, so yeah, we have already there almost $6,000 right there in just rent. And then obviously I was living between 70 to $85 per week in food. So $85 more or less in food per week because I like to cook. There's a lot of people that they
Mm,
just order food or they just use all these apps
yeah,
just to order food. I just I think Mike and me we like to cook and do our thing
yeah,
in the
yeah.
kitchen.
You
So
know, we
we
have to
cooked
say
and
that an internship like that, when you wake up early in the morning, you go back home and sometimes you're destroyed and you have no time just to do anything else than preparing and meal prepping. Actually, we invested a lot of that on that, and I think it was a good solution because I know other people that did similar internship and they came back with like 5 kilos, where they were underweight just because all the stress and all the moving and maybe being not
right,
able to eat properly, not trained properly because you're giving everything to other people. I mean, helping out the athletes and
right.
learning, but still, yeah, finding a balance right there would be the best solution, I guess. Otherwise, you come back even, a physical state that is
Yeah,
not the best.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yes,
And
yeah. So yeah, for me, yeah, around for me around we're talking about probably 7,000 for me. 7,000.
yeah.
Around 7,000.
And we didn't go out for clubs, maybe a couple of times.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, no, no, no. We are not very, I mean, we like to go out. We're social people, but
Yeah,
we,
there we
we
couldn't.
we kept our focus where we had to be, and we just basically did our own thing. But obviously, we had those nights, but not many marriages. I can probably count it with my hand. So,
Yeah. Same.
um, yeah.
Mm. Okay, how do you go every morning to UCLA? Because I got the
Hmm.
bike that was stolen once or twice, so yeah, I had to find a new one every time. And usually it took
That's
like
crazy.
between 20 or 25 minutes to go uphill, and then yeah, the best moment was going downhill with all the traffic after a long day. What was yours? Um, your mean?
Yeah. So, I don't know how much you pay for your bike.
From about, I don't know, could be. I was dealing with some Mexican traffic. Was like in the neighborhoods of LA. It was kind of movie scene, and yeah, I think I stole the bike for 70, $60, something like that. Yeah, they wanted more, but yeah,
Okay.
that was good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. So the bike obviously is a great cheap option. Obviously, when I met Mike, and he was telling me all about, like how early you need to get up and then how far was it? I mean, it was uphill, stuff like that. I was like, man. And then, I was like, well, I gotta find something else. I could get a bike, but I prefer, a little a little more like probably lazy commute, which basically I found electric skateboard. So I bought a new electric skateboard. Um, I can't remember the brand, but there's so many now, like Meepo. Um, I can't remember, but there's like plenty of brands out there. I think I spent $390, almost $400 on that skateboard. So 390 or 385 or something like that. But it was really worth it because I had like battery enough to go to UCLA, go somewhere else, and then go back home. So um, it was great. It was great because I was just with a joystick, so I was basically controlling the skateboard and then going back uphill in the morning. I didn't, I arrived basically at UCLA with no sweat. I didn't do anything, so I was chilling, and then
Because
on
you're
the way
lazy.
back, that's right. That's right. You're right. You're right. Um, and then yeah, that's it. I was with the skateboard.
Yeah. But still, it was a dangerous experience all the time, and
Oh
I
yeah,
still
yeah,
remember
yeah,
my boss, so the head of performance at UCLA, they always told me, Mike, are you wearing your helmet? I said yes, but actually, then I think they stole it as well, so I didn't buy a new one because I had
yeah.
to, save some monies. And yeah, it's really dangerous. And some places in the States, like everywhere, it can be even
Yeah,
here in Italy,
yeah,
in
yeah,
Europe.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
riding is not easiest. But
Yeah, no, man.
sometimes the bus, for
It's
example, doesn't start at those times where you have to leave home. So that was the only solution.
yeah, no, little story there. It's very dangerous out there, man. If you go to LA, traffic is crazy. Like pretty much, yes, like obviously people try to respect all traffic lights and stuff like that, but it gets pretty hectic sometimes. And then obviously I got a couple falls and the skateboard. Skateboard actually was really dangerous, actually, way more dangerous than bike. And couple, I fell a couple times. Actually, I have all the scars and everything on my arm. Um, but yeah, I mean, just people go crazy. Just be careful when you wear your helmet. I was wearing my helmet as much as I could. So
Good.
obviously my hair was a mess afterward, but it's okay.
Still guapo, still guapo. Okay, moving forward, then we're gonna touch on maybe like how is it the internship structure if we have a little bit of time. But now we want to talk more about the organization and the background. What about free time? I mean, we mentioned that we had to leave early in the morning. I personally woke up 3 times a week at 3:50, 4, just to be able to, refresh a little bit, eat something, and then pack and leave at 4:30. So at 5, latest 5:15, I was in the gym. Most of the times I was the one with the key, so in charge of opening, and then other peers
Yeah,
or other interns were coming, and then all of us we had to prepare the weight room. We had 33 racks and set up all the iPads because each rack had one iPad. We had to connect the Sparta, so the force platforms. There were four, if I'm not wrong. So
four,
connect
yes.
them, pull out the MacBooks that were connected to those, and then we had the fueling stations, so food storage, and
Oh
we had
yeah,
to pull out all the bars and drinks and stuff for athletes, important that they had available after every training or before. And yeah, besides this, maybe we had to prepare even some tools, considering the program that we had for the first session. For example, at 6 a.m., we had usually water polo or swim. And then if we knew the program, we could talk a little bit with the coaches and then structure everything, put the racks and so on. And yeah, that was really challenging. I think it was one of the yeah. I mean, when you get used to that, it's easy. At the beginning, it can be challenging because you don't know how to move, but yeah, then you learn and keep rolling, as they say. Anything else that we had to do at the beginning of the morning?
No, that's it. You probably mentioned everything. It just
Yeah,
depends on the group you are with.
yeah,
Depends obviously the time you get in.
yeah,
You do one task or you will do another. So,
yeah,
but yeah, basically we have to do a few sessions very early in the morning,
yeah.
get
Uh,
everything ready.
yeah.
So,
Some interns, maybe they do like a part-time internship. Some of them they come during just the afternoon, or maybe they leave at noon. Yeah, it depends. If you want to take the most out of it, maybe you stay all day long, as I did most of the times. And yeah, usually maybe you start at 5 in the morning in the gym, and then you're done at 5. That was happening to me almost every day. Some days we were done at 3. During the weekends, you didn't have any commitment besides maybe just going and watch some games of the athletes if you wanted, or maybe there were some events with the full-time coaches. Yeah, that's the big picture. Of course, there's so many topics we could talk on. What do you think is the most interesting or most important for young coaches that would like to do the same, Luis?
yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, we were at UCLA, right? One
Yeah,
of probably, I think, number one public school in the US. They got plenty of sports, plenty of teams. But it's busy. It's busy the whole day with things, with um, tasks to do, players to take care of, little things that they might not matter to you, but when you get over there, they matter, right? So, um, things like, yeah, like you said, restocking the fuel station or um, tell a player, oh no, like, like give a message to a player or whatever that the coach actually said to you, or go to the rack and, I mean, like get the rack ready for a specific 2 or 3 players they come in before the whole team. Things like that, little things that obviously you need to really take care of. So it's about detail. It's all about detail over there. You really need to do a very clean job on those little things. So when it comes to free time, just free time, I mean, you can have free time, obviously, in the afternoon if you finish up your groups. Maybe usually when you really get into the internship, where you really start doing groups and stuff like that, maybe in the second month and stuff like that. When you start getting into the groups, now you are all established in your groups. Now you have actually an idea or which free time you're gonna get in those upcoming months because you now have your teams and what you need to take care of. So, yeah, so you have your schedule, right? So I think how many hours I mean, I think hours spent at UCLA every day. I have it here on the paper. Oh yeah. Usually it depends, but it goes from 6.5 to 8.5. It depends, 8.5, 9, sometimes longer days. Um,
even
uh,
10, I would say. I was there at
Even
10
10,
hours.
yeah, no, there's shorter days like, yeah, shorter days 6.5, 7, and then longer days obviously 8.5, 9, stuff like that. But um because there's also like you gotta mention like there's used to you finish a group, then you go eat or something, you have yourself a break for 10 minutes and then someone comes in and you gotta take care of, or oh no, a whole group, oh you gotta go there, you know what I mean? So you just there's not like breaks kind of, there's breaks, but there's actually always something going on. So
Yeah, yeah. There's always athletes in. The moments where you're really in a calm state are few, and then sometimes I remember I had like 3 different groups that I had or wanted to follow. So, for example, baseball, and then right after swim, and then track and field. So sometimes no breaks at all. And of course,
yeah,
you're not in charge of everything at the beginning. Maybe you're just shadowing or assisting the strength coach. So you can help just to set up, break down with all the equipment, and then you assist. So you cue athletes if they're not doing properly an exercise. You try to stay even just around them and then get to know them because, of course, just being able to build a relationship. It's always important, but not besides the weight room, because this is something really important. So you, as they say, you shouldn't have any relationship like extra, and not like having social media contacts with athletes, because it's something that they really value and they are strict on. Yeah, well, what else? Every week we
Uh,
had a meeting or a course where there was a topic, and like they were switching every week. Full-time course that was developing a topic can be energy system development the first day, and then can be how to program, do an annual plan, and then other several topics like weightlifting, how to structure that, maybe squat, other exercises. Every week we had a moment where we could learn and talk, and then
is it
share and
every?
even practice a little bit
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
For us was Wednesdays. Wednesdays, every
Yeah,
Wednesdays there
Wednesdays.
was.
And I think one of the most valuable thing from them was just, be able to give a feedback. I mean, we received a feedback, and that was brutally honest sometimes. They were telling like almost everything. And after like a time of 2 months where they saw you moving and learning, talking with athletes, and then taking charge of, for example, warm-ups and some other sessions, they told you exactly from step 1 to 10 how you moved, which was your body language, how was your tone of voice, what did you bring up to the table, and how you selected exercises. So I think that was talking to a coach, an experienced one, that was telling me, okay, man, you have to improve on this you really suck, and so on, was important for my development.
Yeah, I remember those meetings, man. Or I remember those like it was yesterday. Yeah, when I think when you go obviously to a school like this, they want excellence, right? They want the best of the best. So you need to go there and then just like make sure you are not soft because um if you get your feelings hurt very easy, you're gonna have a hard time because I mean, I think not maybe not only in UCLA, I think over the US, if you go to probably any university, they're gonna probably get, they're gonna give hard feedback, and they're gonna try to find, which is good. I mean, it's okay, right? But they're trying to find those negative things about you, or try to like a weaker side of you, or things that you might not doing as good as other people do, or they might think you probably can improve, or you might get better at those things. So they're gonna tell you that every week, or in after maybe if they see something while you're coaching, while you're giving cues, they'll tell you, right, the feedback. Oh, Luis, I think what you said to the athlete is not correct. I think you should say something else, or remember when you were teaching that athlete to squat? Well, just make sure you actually tell them what, I mean, things like that. They're gonna remind you. Um, so obviously it's positive feedback, right? It's constructive feedback, but obviously sometimes it's hard, right? Because they might not give you something positive. They might just boom, boom, negative, negative,
Yeah.
negative, negative, negative.
I still remember there was an amazing feedback. It was really hard, as you said, but I still love it, and I take it with me every time, whenever I'm coaching. So I was basically shadowing Coach Lin, that was the head of performance there. And we were coaching, I think, volleyball, and there was a new exercise he put in the plan that was not even, I was not even that comfortable with that exercise, to be honest, because we didn't have that much time to talk before and prepare. So there was an athlete that was doing the exercise not correctly, and I was in front of Lin, Coach Lin, and he saw me while I was watching the athlete, and I don't know what I was thinking in that moment, but I just saw the athlete like in a second, and I didn't cue him because maybe I assumed the coach was gonna do that, but actually the coach was fucking watching me, was like analyzing me and say, okay, is he gonna do that or not? So I was like, yeah, and I turned my head to the athlete. I watched it. It was wrong. I turned my head again, and then I went to cue him because I realized, oh man, I have to do that. And even if I cured him and it was okay, I showed him the right exercise and everything was solved. Coach Lin saw my like I was not confident in the moment. I was like hesitating a little
Right,
bit.
right,
So as you said,
right.
try to build your confidence and never hesitate and go for it every time. And it's
Yeah.
challenging, yes, but you don't have to think. You know what did he tell me whenever he came into the intern office? We were alone and he came to me and said, Mike, what I saw today was a sissy show. I was really like angry. And I was like, and then I understood what he meant, but I was thankful at the same time. I didn't find any excuse because I took the message and I learned the lesson. And I still remember that. I think, I mean, an internship, it's worth it. It's challenging. You invest a lot of money. Sucks sometimes. I think after 2 months or 1 month, I said, am I gonna stay? Maybe I'm gonna probably leave. I didn't want that because personally, if I start something, I don't want to quit before the time plan. And it was really worth it for me, for my career, and I think for yours as well, Luis. And I learned a lot.
Same thing, man.
Mm.
Same thing. Like you say, like every coach obviously over there is different and they have their own philosophies of teaching, of coaching and telling things or their own personality. So some of them they're gonna be, less soft on you. Some of them they're gonna be, harder on you. Like you just gotta take it, right? And then just don't say the word but. And then or like just like you said, Mike, like just don't try to make excuse. You're there to like basically, learn and then
Mm.
swallow whatever they say. So,
Yeah, and after all, you learn how to interact with people in the good or bad way, and most of all, how to cope with with your fellows. I mean, with your peers, because you need to be able to work together with the other interns, and they value this as well. Besides how you interact with the athletes, how
oh
you
yeah, yeah.
coach, and how you respond to any kind of critique that is coming from the coaches. That I think it's
Right.
always constructive. Is something that helps you to develop as a human being as well. But yeah, I mean, crazy experience, crazy great experience.
Yeah, no, what you said about the your colleagues, your fellow interns. Yeah, that's what they also emphasize that in the beginning of the internship. Like they're also gonna look at on how you treat others and then how you're gonna criticize or how you're gonna talk to them or how you're gonna communicate with them. I think that was for me was obviously in my internship. It was a big part of my experience. So um yeah, it was something you need to take care of. How you treat others and then how you communicate and then while you are in the field and then when things don't go your way and then things get a little ugly, how you manage that stuff, right? How do you work under pressure or how you gonna tell her or tell him about anything, so
We are running out of time, and I just want to say a couple of things more for who is not aware of like internship, how they work. Besides coaching experience, being able to learn from full-time coaches, dealing with athletes, and so on, you have these meetings. You have to prepare a sport portfolio, so it's basically like
yeah.
thesis, or you have to write down some pages and then you have to present an annual plan, hypothetically for a team sport, and you have to show them through slides on PowerPoint, for example, how you structure and what are your thoughts behind every exercise or every like weekly plan. And then of course you have even some cleaning tests that were not the most funny, but still, if you take it in a good way, yeah, it's something that you gotta do to just to make sure
Yeah.
that the gym is clean and good for the people that are working there.
Right.
And what else? I mean, dealing with testing. Yeah, so many
Yeah, I
things.
mean,
Probably we're
yeah,
forgetting.
there's so many. Obviously, you're gonna touch some training, and then obviously you're gonna be with athletes, and you're gonna learn for sure. But as you said, like these last things you said about cleaning and things like that, I think like 25% of the time in the internship is things that you're not expecting to like to do or you expect to do. Like you said like cleaning or restocking or go in there, help someone carry some stuff or um come early to clean this or come stay late to clean that or so you're gonna spend quite a long time doing things that you don't want to do and they are not as fun as others. So just be ready to uh stick it together and then just head down and then just do them and then just go on to the next day and just keep going,
Yeah.
until it's the end of the day. So
I remember another thing. Again, Mike Lean, that is now he's retired. Shout out to him. It's really a person that I esteem a lot. And he, did you have him when you were there or not? Yeah,
yeah,
you had him for a time. Okay.
yeah.
And
I mean, he retired actually during my internship,
yeah,
but
during you were the reason why he retired. So that's what you mean. Nice.
maybe. Maybe.
So I was saying, yeah, I was running up and down. I was doing all the stuff. I was restocking. I was cleaning. I was coaching. I was really running like for a long time, 3, 4 hours.
Mm,
With a friend of mine, Roslyn Vargas. Shout out to her as well. And basically, Coach Lin was watching us, and he was saying, "What is this, slavery?" And I was like, that moment was fun
right.
and
That's big
crazy at the
statement,
same time
statement.
because yeah, I mean, they notice how much you put the work in. Sometimes you are questioning yourself and you say, am I doing enough or not? Because sometimes I was taking 45 minutes just to lift and do some strength, even, being able to be even mentally stable and
Right.
strong. And then I was doubting about myself. Am I doing it right, or should I just go there and be available for, all the people right here?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then I had some arguments as well with a peer of mine. It was not easy. I was like with only females, not because it's not easy to deal with females, but man, I was the only one. So yeah, and we had like a different way to do stuff. And sometimes we didn't connect, but I learned a lot just dealing with different persons from different cultures and different habits. One thing that I want to say, Europeans, so us, we are really valued, and they want us somehow. I think one every class or maybe every other class they have one. And I think because we are hard workers and we show how much we do, not because Americans are not, they are crazy hard workers, but I think combining the two is what makes unique an experience. And then, a department like UCLA or any other college. So yeah, overall, again, as I said, crazy, beautiful experience.
Yeah, exactly, man. It was all good. I think who made my internship way better was my fellow intern, Papi Joe. I call him Papi Joe. Um, yeah, bro. We obviously hopefully you make some friends in there, and then you probably hopefully spend some free time with you're gonna be with them the whole day, right? So you sometimes you just want to be by yourself, or you're gonna go with someone else. But for me, Papi Joe was Jonathan was for me a great guy, um, and yeah, we did things together, and then we went out together. We ate together. We ate tacos. He was like an American Mexican type guy, so we spoke like Spanish and English and stuff like that, and it was a great time. Thankfully with him, because every day obviously you're not gonna be for 100%, right? So if you have someone close to you that cheers you up and then makes you laugh and stuff like that, I think for me it was critical for the internship. So make sure you also try to find someone like supports you and stuff like that. So
Yeah. In fact, I'm still in touch with some friends that I make there, some colleagues, and man, I mean, we got to know at the end of my internship, and it was the beginning of yours. And just imagine if we could have been together. That would have been locura, as they say in Spain.
una locurita,
But
tío,
yeah,
una locurita increíble.
but
Pero
still,
bueno,
we're here talking about what we did. That was basically the same experience.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
It was good, man. It was good. It was good. So I obviously welcome everyone to do all these type of things because obviously you're gonna appreciate life and appreciate work and appreciate people way more after these and the little things. in life, you obviously you're gonna appreciate them more, and then you're gonna still obviously learn a lot of things while you're there. So obviously
Yeah.
do
And
it.
you know what I learned right there? I think that I have so many takeaways, so many positives, but I learned never take for granted anything and just um, take charge of things. And I mean, facts. Just go do stuff and not focus about criticizing and talking about others, but just talk what you're doing if you need, and then keep working.
Do your job, go home.
Yeah,
That's
do
it.
your job, go home, and then meal prep and sleep.
Pretty much.
Okay. I think with the take-home messages, we said a lot. We said many stuff, many things besides like how it's really inside the weight room and yeah, how is life. Because sometimes can be tough, but as we said, it was worth it. We found a really good job after that. I had an offer in Germany to work in a basketball team, and that was something for me life-changing because this was my dream, just to become a full-time professional, full-time strength coach.
Yes, sir.
And then, yeah, man, you had the same experience in Indonesia. When was it? Was it the beginning of this year in January, right?
Yeah, it was January. Yeah. Well, I went there December. So yeah, December 2023.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, yeah, man, I had my first professional contract. So
yeah.
um things that might, after you finish, is you're gonna learn also how to talk to people, communicate. Also, you're gonna learn things obviously from your field, from strength and conditioning, but obviously other parts of life. So that's why it's important.
Okay. If anybody's interested in more, and maybe if we didn't touch on some topics, some details, reach out to us. We can just
Right.
comment through social media on Instagram. And that's it from us. Hasta la
Right.
vista.
Hasta la vista, muchas gracias a todos. Ok, grazie mille tutti. Os quiero mucho. See you next time, yeah? See you in the next one is gonna be obviously maybe more about, I don't know, we'll see,
We'll see
but
which
yeah.
topic. Okay, we'll see. For sure, will be a great talk.